Welcome, Eagle football fans, to Brother Irwin Hill Stadium on the campus of the Beebe Badgers here in Beebe, Arkansas. This will be the Freshman Academy or 9th grade game of your Valonia Eagles versus the Beebe Badgers. And you can see here, well, you can kind of see there in the shot, the captains are coming out to center field. You can see the Valonia captains. Beebe captains also coming across. We do not have a Beebe roster, so we're not going to have any names for Beebe unless we hear the stadium announcer, Sam will share them. Billy, tell me who the captains are for Valonia.
Hey, from right to left, we got, let's see here. Caesar, is it Caesar?
Caesar, yes.
Yeah. Fuentes. Who's the next one? We got 5. Archer out there, Carter Archer.
52.
52 is going to be Luke Tribbiano.
And 15.
And then 15, that's going to be David Adams. Now, let me say something real quick about David Adams. He's actually got grandparents watching from Mississippi right now.
That's excellent. Luke Tribbiano has grandparents watching from Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, that's good.
So his dad always comments every week when I put on Facebook that we're going to go live. He always comments how much the grandparents from Boston enjoy watching Luke. So shout out to Boston and Mississippi.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys tuning in. We're glad to be able to bring you Valonia Eagle football. This is Eagle Vision, brought to you by the Valonia Eagle Football Foundation. We have some sponsors we'll roll commercials with. Looks like Valonia won the toss, and they deferred. Therefore, Beebe is going to receive the first half, and Valonia will have the decision to make start the second half. Any of you that tuned into the 8th grade game, you saw a dominating performance again by our 8th grade Eagles. They won by the score of 38-0. Billy, it was all Valonia from start to finish.
Start to finish, even though they only saw half of the broadcast.
That's true. That's true. Sorry, had some data connection issues with our hotspot here at Beebe for the first half of the 8th grade game. I texted a few people and said Beebe has the slowest data connection I've ever seen. However, it was just a hotspot connection issue. We powered it down, powered it back up. Everything worked great. We got the second half in.
Yep.
Sorry about missing the first half of that, but glad to bring you both halves of the 9th grade game here
And
tonight.
the second half was nothing but a reflection of the first half. You know, both of them just dominating. The second half, you got to see, a lot of substitutions come in, and still, talent drop-off does not drop off too dramatically in Bologna 8th grade right now.
No, you're right, Billy. First team offense able to put 26 up on the board in the first half. Second team offense puts 12 on the board in the second half. Defense pitches a shutout. Doesn't matter who plays on the defense.
Yep, absolutely.
So great job there. Now, you typically will hear us talk about during the 9th grade games about the B brothers or the brothers B in the backfield for Valonia. Parker Bean will not start tonight. He's out with an ankle injury. I saw his mom put on Facebook earlier today. So we hate that for that young man. We will see Matt Baker as one of the starting backs. We'll wait to see who the other starting back is for the Eagles.
Yep.
Looks like Beebe is expecting an onside here out of us. We got 2. Of course, we do the 2 kicker setup. That's 10 and 55.
We got Noah Newman. It's 10. Garrett McDonald's the other kicker we got.
It's going to be Newman. He's going to kick it deep. There's only one guy back. He takes it at the 25. He's up to the 40 now, up about to the 42, 43-yard line of the Badgers.
Looks like David Adams, number 15, and Keegan Smith was there on the tackle.
You know, David Adams, we call his name multiple times every night. We always talk about, you look at him, he is not the biggest player on the field, but he has a really good nose for the football. He has a motor that doesn't quit, and he's just in on a lot of tackles.
You ever sat there and talked to the kid?
Excellent kid.
Oh,
super smart.
Yeah. I gave him a ride home one time. Hey, I could have taken him to Texarkana. He was good to talk to. Yes sir, no sir, all that. Good kid.
A lot of good kids out there on the Eagle squad. Again, we do not have a BB roster. Nobody was able to give us one, so we'll just give some numbers. That's going to be 10. Adams is going to be the first one there to hit him.
Yeah, and with Noah Newman and
Josiah Nelson, number 13, also in on that tackle.
Yeah.
So BB running the dead tee from their senior high program all the way down into their 7th grade programs. Billy, I've never played against their peewee guys. Do they run the dead tee or do they run something else?
No, I'm pretty sure they run a dead tee.
So one of the schools that you see the system implemented from peewee on up, that's a high school coaching staff that cares about their kids from a much younger age, and you really do like seeing that.
Yeah. But of course, Pee Wee program, they can always throw in that annex of Puerto Rico play.
That's a good one. I like that. 3's on the carry, a whole host of Eagles there on the tackle.
Yeah.
We're going to see Adams getting up off the bottom of that pile. Also, there's number 6. Give me a name on that, Billy.
Well, number 6 is going to be Evan Marshall, and I saw number 50, Noah McGuire, there too.
Excellent group of or excellent job of team tackling or gang tackling there by the Eagles.
Yeah, Noah McGuire's, it looks like he's running that nose position. He did a good job of holding his ground.
You see Newman out here, the corner to the near side of your screen. Who is the safety?
Safety's going to be number 11, Carson Linzer.
Linzer. Yeah, I always forget his name, but till the game starts, and then I usually remember it. 10's going to be the second back through off the right guard. Yep. He's up for about a 6-yard gain.
Yep. 63, Max Miller was there, one of the first ones there. And then about a handful of the other ones.
That's going to bring the ball down nearly to the Eagle 40-yard line, where it's going to be second down and a long 3 for the Badgers. And Badgers really having no trouble moving the ball here. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing big, but it's just exactly what you expect out of the dead tee.
The cliche, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but we're on turf, so ain't a whole lot of dust. We do have 59, that Fuentes kid checked in. Man, he's a big kid.
He is a big kid. That's going to be 10 again, the fullback. He's going to be stacked up this time by the Eagles. They caught on to that play. Adams is there, 67. Who's number 67?
We're going to have Tristan Bishop.
And 59's the other tackler. Is that Fuentes?
Oh, that's Fuentes right there.
2 big boys in there on that tackle. You like seeing them big guys up front plug the hole, not give the back a lot of room.
Yep.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Badgers. Eagles looking for a stop here on the first offensive drive by Beebe. Our spotter left us.
Yeah, I think he may went to go get a snack.
Spotter A. Sal. I'll introduce my broadcast partner for any of you who don't know him here in a moment. I apologize for not doing that on the outset of the game. There you can see the Eagle defense, the defensive line trying to cut the Badger offensive line. You'll see that a lot of times in high school when they play against the dead tee.
Yep. There was a quarterback keeper there, Evan Marshall. He plugged that up around the end.
It's going to be enough for a first down. The ball's going to be out to the Eagle 35-yard line. And my partner tonight is Billy Sow. He helps us spot sometimes, and he was gracious enough to come and help out with half of the 8th grade game we got to broadcast. Going to help me with this.
Hey,
Drake Toll.
I was gracious enough to walk up these bleachers to get up here.
Drake Toll unable to join us tonight. Had a prior engagement. Alan Wade's at work. So you have myself and Billy tonight, as you see number 10 again on the run, and that's Josiah Nelson up from – Josiah typically plays a safety spot, but he's kind of playing that hybrid spot. I really don't know what to call it.
It's like same thing that the 8th grade ran. You know, they have the 2 middle linebackers, the 5 front, but then they have just like a little bit closer, about a 6-yard deep safety, and then the deep safety.
So Nelson lining up in the shallow safety position, we'll call it for the moment. I'm sure the coaches in the booth next to us, they're either laughing or they're going to send word over here what you'd actually call him momentarily. A little bit of a busted play there, but Beebe's going to get 6 out of it.
He is.
Everybody went right. The quarterback kind of reversed out.
Well, the quarterback, he reversed out. And it looked like 50, who's that? Noah McGuire. He had his legs wrapped up, and it was just one of those desperation, hey, here you go, take it and run.
Yep. Number 3 on the touchdown for the Badgers on the 35-yard run. So that's going to make the score 6-0 Beebe early in the game. And you hate to see that happen on a busted play.
Yeah. You know, you see busted plays all the time. They don't go for anything, but then it's the ones like that you remember.
Yeah, definitely. So Beebe lines up for the conversion. 10, their workhorse, is going to take it in over right tackle for the extra 2. It's going to bring the score 8-0. Badgers lead your Eagles, and we are going to play a commercial from one of our sponsors here. Well, I think we are. Give me a moment. Yeah, we're going to play a commercial here by one of our sponsors. We'll be back momentarily on Eagle Vision.
We thank you for your continued support of Valonia football. D&N Construction.
That was a word from one of our sponsors of our Eagle Vision broadcast, D&N Construction. They were gracious enough to donate money to help us purchase the equipment that we use here on the broadcasts. Intended it to be Friday nights only. We started out practicing on Thursday nights, and it kind of was a monster that we've created. Yeah. So now we're gonna feed it. We're gonna feed him. So anyways. Thursday and Friday nights, check us out on Eagle Vision, home of the Valonia Eagles. Also brought to you by the Valonia Eagle Football Foundation.
Yep.
Now, what we'll talk about tomorrow night on the senior high broadcast is shirt sponsors and some other things that the Football Foundation does. Probably, we'll just mention them throughout the broadcast. We'll get a lot more specific about what they do and what they're looking for tomorrow night.
Yeah, and those sponsors, it was great that they were able to donate that money for you guys to do this. And when you do it Thursday and Friday, just doubles their name out there.
That's absolutely right. Anybody looking to sponsor one of the Eagle Vision broadcasts, you can get with me or any of the other guys, or you can get with the Football Foundation guys. Beebe tries the onside kick, and one of the Eagles actually comes up and touches it before it goes 10 yards.
Reynolds, number 32. There may be a scrum for it.
That's a little bit dangerous to come up and touch the ball early. Surely we're not going to get a flag on us there, as the Beebe, defender was the one who initiated the whole ordeal there. Of course, we can't hear what was said on the field, so maybe it was verbal rather than anything that went on physical.
Possibly.
Yeah, they're going to call unsportsmanlike on us. I don't like that call at all, because we covered the ball, we were down, and then the Beebe kid jumps on and starts trying to rip it out.
Yeah.
Our kid's just, the other player for Valonia is just there trying to protect his teammate.
Everybody's hopped up, I don't think that flag needs to be thrown till the tone of the game is set.
Yep. Probably should be some stern words from the officials to the players, and leave it at that. You see Coach Morris over there, he doesn't like the call at all.
Yeah.
So here we go. Archer is actually going to be the quarterback. Typically you see Hare start at the quarterback spot. It's going to be Archer. We'll try to figure out what's going on there. He gives to Baker. Baker's trying to find some running room on the right side. Slips, almost falls. Wisely turns upfield and gets 3. Well, no, they're going to give him 4.
Yeah, maybe 4. Good spot.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Billy, I'll tell you what. Step next door, see if there's anything that the coaches can tell us about Hare, because I was unaware that Hare wasn't starting tonight. And if it's something we can't talk about, it's just something we can't talk about. Well, anyways, Archer's going to bring his team back to the line. I'm struggling to see some of the numbers as the lights go down here. That give's going to be to Baker. 31, Stephen Carson is the other starting running back. There's going to be a false start against the Eagles. It's going to back us up back to the original line of scrimmage. So Carson starting in the spot that Bean would normally start at, the other tandem of the Brothers B combination. So we're being told that it's a disciplinary thing for Hare. We may see him before it's over with. We may not. And we're just going to leave it at that as Archer brings his troops to the line again. You see 13 Nelson, the receiver to the bottom of your screen, and then you've got Linser and Marshall to the top of the screen. Yeah. Archer's going to keep it himself there on a good gain. He is hit fairly hard. Did you get the number on the tackler, Billy? Number 10. That's the starting running or the fullback there for Beebe as well.
That should be good for a first. That is. Archer, I believe in 7th grade he ran some quarterback, maybe even some quarterback last year. So
he did, and
he's not brand new.
Typically, we'll see him if the score gets lopsided. We'll see him as the backup quarterback later in the game, getting some reps. So
he's a good-sized kid.
Yes, he is. Definitely built to run this offense. How you see Baker on the counter play, he's going to be ahead for 3 yards on a run that really didn't look like anything.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you about Matt. He is he's a power runner. Usually when him and Bean are back there together, we talk about the power combination, which is kind of different than the 8th graders because they're more speed. Now, Seth Kirk will run for power also.
Yeah, and then you got Cannon. He'll lower his shoulder a couple times. He's not afraid to do that.
So Archer has it's going to be Carson. Archer's going to keep. Wow, that is a good ball. That was a good bit of ball handling there by Archer because I was convinced that Carson had the ball.
Yep.
So was most of the defense. Archer pulls, and then he's going to get a 10, 11-yard gain there.
Yeah, he did a good job standing. He had to kind of step over some people. As tall as he is, they were kind of diving at his legs.
As I said a moment ago, Archer's definitely built to run this offense, this split-back veer offense brought to Valonia by head coach Ron Young of the senior high team. I actually see him across the way there on the sideline. That's good. We do have our high school coaches out here supporting the junior high team. on Thursday nights.
Yep.
Got two of the assistants in the booth next to us. We have Coach Stevens and Coach Sullivan. They do the spotting from up top. And then you have the rest of the guys down there on the sideline. I haven't seen Coach Stout yet.
No, all you got to do is listen for Coach Stout. You'll hear him. And then you can find him visually.
Oh, there he is.
There he is right there, yep.
just like clockwork.
That's it. And that's a good thing. You were mentioning Archer's kind of built for this offense. He is, because this offense, your quarterback's going to take some hits. I mean,
absolutely.
Throughout an entire game, he's going to take some good pops. And, you need some meat on your frame. He's got that. But then he also has the quickness to get upfield like he just did.
Archer's one of those guys that I would say is, I guess he's faster than he looks just to look at him. I was surprised at how quickly he got upfield, and maybe it's the length of his legs too. I don't know.
Yeah.
So who was that? I know that was Greenbrier. We just got a junior high score update from. Billy, who did they play against?
They played Searcy, the next week's opponent for these Eagles.
Okay, that's Carson on a good run, and typically Carson's our starting Stephen Carson's our starting middle linebacker, but he showed some moves and a little bit of speed right there.
Yeah. That kid right there, he's got a lot of just grit, because every now and then you'll see him, he'll be out there at linebacker, and then he's a smaller kid, but they'll slide him right up there on that defensive line.
Certainly plays hard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, Beebe thinking that they got a turnover there. One of the Beebe players came up with the ball, but Carson was down before the excuse me there. I choked on my tongue or something. Anyways, Carson was down before the turnover.
Yeah. I think we got away with a little emotion there.
Well, we did, but Billy, what you'll see on a Friday night, if they would have thrown a flag there, I think they would have thrown it on the defense for baiting us into jumping, because that's illegal.
Yeah.
So since it's Thursday night, the way those two deep linebackers came sprinting to the line to try to bait us into moving, I think they decided no harm, no foul there.
Gotcha. The opposite team, the coaches ain't gonna like it anyway. So.
Oh no, never. Well, I think we started a little early out of the backfield there, too, as you see Baker get the ball off right guard. I think he's going to have enough for the first down.
It's going to be very close. That situation, we got a lot of meat up there on that front line. You'd like to see them get behind, push that pile. You've seen this group do it before. It'll be a good run for 3 yards, but then they push, and they go ahead and get 6 to 8.
Right. They do give him the first down on the run, so a couple of yard pickup there by Baker. Enough for an Eagle first down, and just like Beebe was marching the ball down the field, their first offensive possession, Valonia able to do the same. If we weren't both running teams, we might be in for a track meet here.
Yeah. What are we running? 8-minute quarters for ninth grade? Yep. Oh,
ball's on the ground there. Archer able to get it back, using every inch of that big body to lunge forward and grab the football. That's probably going to be the last play of the first quarter as the clock's rolling down under 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I suspect we'll just take the time off the clock and take the possession into the second quarter. And, indeed, that's what it looks like the coaches are going to do. So when we come back for the start of the second quarter, it's going to be 2nd and 10 Eagles from the Badger 17-yard line. We're going to take a break and run a commercial from one of our other sponsors here, and we'll be back here just a moment on Eagle Vision.
Foundation, we would like to say thank you to the Friends of Charlie for their continued support of the Charlie Roller Classic. This event has allowed ongoing support to many sporting events and activities throughout the Bologna School District.
He said Hewlett was out. Are we still on?
No.
So he said Hewitt was out. He's the big bruising back.
Over 40 years running, still a work of art. A game filled with glory, guts, and heart. It's as good as it gets with this rivalry. The boys and the Giants throw down in HD. The gallery's ready, so turn up the lights. The battle lines are drawn in Dallas tonight. Ready? Come on and get ready. I mean, really ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday is open. Dallas Cowboys Stadium where they'll host Super Bowl.
We are back for the start of the second quarter here, live from Beebe. As you see the Eagles with a 2nd and 10 down at the Badger 17-yard line. Pitch is going to be to Baker. He's looking for running room around the right side. Good tackle in the open field by number 18 for the Badgers. But not before Matt can pick up about 6 yards.
Yep. I like how he tucked that ball away right as he was getting hit, especially right down there in the goal line, inside the 20. That's the last place we need a fumble.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. Heads-up play there by Mr. Baker. 3rd and about 5, close to 5 for the Eagles, down deep in Badger territory. Archer's going to give to Carson. He's going to be looking to get around the left edge. Makes the first tackler miss, second tackler miss, and is he going to be first down or is he out just short of it?
They're going to spot him just short.
But,
hey, that'll bring up 4th and short. We'll go for that. I feel like we'll get that.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, if nothing else, Archer's been able to make pretty good gains each time he's ran the ball.
Absolutely. Yep. You can send Archer right up the middle with that. Carson there again, the kid's got grit. He just lowered his shoulder on that one outside linebacker blazing up. Keep your feet moving, you get extra yards.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let the first guy bring him down.
Yeah.
4th and 1 for the Eagles. What are we going to have? Timeout?
Beebe's got timeout.
Okay, timeout Beebe. I guess they wanted to see what formation we were going to come out in.
Yeah.
Surprise, it's the Veer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I guess give their defense a quick drink before they got to dig down.
It was just between the quarters.
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying what offense is Beebe coming out in. Surprise, it's the T.
Exactly.
I don't know. I've seen their high school team jump out into the spread some before, when the Eagles and the Badgers would play senior high football.
Okay.
So, you were there.
In the JV game?
No, in the senior high game. Did you not ever do a BB and Bologna senior high game on the chains?
No.
Oh, okay. That was before your time. That was I guess.
I've only been on chains 2 years.
Okay. BB discontinued the series between the two. They didn't like the way our defense cut their offensive linemen's legs.
Yep.
But if you're going to line up and run the dead T, that's the best way to defend it.
Absolutely. What do you expect? Just create a pile.
So BB discusses the defensive calls here on 4th down. Eagles have the ball at the BB 8-yard line with a 4th and 1. This is a pretty critical play early in the game.
Yeah, we just called time. BB called timeout. Now they got some confusion. I've been there, burn one more.
Can't take them with you, and you can't score points with them.
That's right.
So Archer up to the line. And he is going to take it straight forward.
Yep.
He's got plenty for the first down and then some.
Yep, they should spot that good.
I think they're going to give him 3 yards on it.
Yep, we'll definitely be box only on that one.
Favorite term in football, box only.
That's it.
So that's going to bring up, I thought they were going to give him up to the 5. They're going to spot him down at the 6. So it's going to be 1st and goal at the Badger 6 for the Eagles, and this is their first possession, offensive possession of the game still that started halfway through the first quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Both teams running the ground and pound. It chews these quarters up in a hurry.
Yeah.
Archer's going to pitch to Baker. He's trying to get around the right side. He's got room. Touchdown, V-Town. Matthew Baker goes in from 6 yards out on the pitch around the right side for the touchdown. And I saw a little bit of an extra gear there out of him that time.
Absolutely. He saw that little window between the pylon and that last defender, and he knew he could make it. He did good. That's the deal. A lot of these kids, just one grade above. We have kids in 8th grade, one grade above. We saw these kids come up through Pee Wee football, 7th grade, all that. They have a lot of fight in them,
They certainly do. They're gonna throw a flag on the Eagles. An illegal formation, I would assume. We didn't even get set. It couldn't have been a false start yet.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the signal from the officials.
I didn't either.
Illegal procedures to call.
Sometimes I think those yellow flags, they get hot and they got to come out of your pocket to pull them off. They just throw them in there. That's the best place to pull them off.
So Newman's on for the point after. The kick is up, and it's going to be good. Excellent job. And, Billy, that could be our kicker for the future.
Hey, yeah.
I mean, Nick Lewis kicks for the senior high team. He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore, and hey, I want to give Nick credit. Last Friday, he did a great job.
Absolutely did. I think maybe after those first couple of games there were some doubters.
Yeah.
You know, especially a young kid coming in, starting a senior high team.
How many times has he probably kicked? Not a lot.
Probably not a lot.
No experience coming in. Hey, Nick is one of those kids. He is laid back. He's not going to get in a panic. He's going to just go, and he's an excellent kid.
Everything you say is accurate about Nick Lewis, and no disrespect to him, but he's got some competition coming next year.
Yeah.
Newman's a soccer player. That's where he gets his leg from, and also the ball control coming off of his foot. But Lewis, he's not a kicker by trade. He's just stepping in, trying to fill the need for the senior high team this year, doing what he can to get on the field, and I respect that. Eagles going to go with the quick kick down the middle here. It's taken by number 10 at the 28-yard line. Makes the first tackler miss, bounces off one of his own guys. Nelson finally up to get a hold of him, Josiah Nelson, but unable to bring him down until he drags him up over the 50 down to the Eagle. Nope, they're going to spot him right at midfield, I think.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, he rode him for about 4 yards. Yeah, one more thing about Nick Lewis. We're talking about him kicking and all this stuff. That kid, it doesn't matter. He's just, if he wants to do something, give him about a minute and he can learn how to do it. He could juggle fire, man.
Definitely a good kid. His parents, friends of both of ours.
Yeah, but I've told them Nick's my favorite Lewis.
I wouldn't disagree with you. I wouldn't disagree with you at all. So Beebe out to start their second offensive drive at the 50-yard line. 6 minutes to play until half. And the Badgers lead by a score of 8-7. I'm going to correct the scoreboard. As I was coming out of my mouth, I realized I hadn't fixed it on the screen there.
Look like we don't have. Did they have a number 57 lined up in the backfield? We don't have a spotter. I don't have my glasses on, but
you're talking about Beebe?
Yeah. No, I think that was a lineman. Whoever it was, I think they just got tripped up by the turf down there.
The old turf monster.
Oh yeah, sniper in the building.
Chuck Norris on the hillside.
That's it.
Gibbs going to be to the first man through. He's wrapped up immediately, but after he ran past the tackler there, that's going to be 61.
Yeah, 61 is going to be, is it Trey Nips?
Trey Nips, that's exactly his name.
And then Adams and Marshall was there.
I told you.
Nips got him, and then they just came and cleaned him up. The old cleanup drill.
I told you Adams was going to get his name called all night long.
Yeah.
And it ain't just because we like him. That kid's everywhere.
Absolutely. I don't know these numbers as well as I do the 8th grade, but
well, you're doing a darn fine job of looking names up rather quickly. Some of the numbers get hard to read as the lights come on. That's going to be number 10 for the Badgers again. He is definitely their workhorse.
Yep, 13, and there he is again, number 15, David Adams.
Newman was in the area. Did you say 13? That's Josiah Nelson.
Yep, he's coming up from that little, like we talked about, that little hybrid safety spot. He's coming up quick and plugging holes.
Nelson's a good football player. He caught a really nice touchdown pass last week at Maumelle.
Okay.
That ball was, I don't know if you saw Little Rock Christian's offense a couple of years ago, but the quarterback would take like a 7-step drop and just chunk the ball over the middle, and all of a sudden the receiver would appear and score a touchdown. Well, that's how it happened against us down there anyways.
I gotcha.
But that was the play that they ran, and Nelson came out of nowhere, and there he is again coming up to plug a hole and help make a stop there.
And that's what you want on defense. You want somebody, even if they're not the most aggressive person, just somebody who finds themselves around the ball the entire time. Cannon Bartlett in 8th grade, he's got an older brother in the senior high, 11th grade. And that's what I always said about him. I mean, he's just always around the ball, Now, he's good and aggressive. He's a great defender, but he's just always
right.
You see a pile, he's always coming up off that pile.
Smart kid. Anybody out there that's of the praying type, say a prayer for him. He broke his hand today. So not sure exactly what his status is going to be for tomorrow night. There you see, that's going to be Adam. Nope, that's Linser and Nelson that time on the tackle. I thought our man David Adams had gotten in there again. 3-yard run by the Badger back, number 10 there again. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
And again, the clock just rolling and rolling.
Ain't nobody getting in a hurry around here.
Mm-mm.
This is 50s football, man. Huddles are in vogue around this place. So it's going to be 10 off right tackle again.
Yep.
Tackled by a whole host of Eagles. He's going to be a little short of the first down yardage, about 2 yards short to be exact. So it's going to bring up 3rd and short. And, you know, we poke fun at the offense of the Badgers and a little bit at the Eagles sometimes too. But, I mean, this right here is exactly what they want to do. Just
Absolutely.
keep pounding.
Yeah.
Keep pounding.
And this 9th grade Beebe team, they have something that 8th grade team didn't have, and that was a back that's going to run shoulders down, shoulders forward, and you're going. You're hitting the hole fast, and you're hitting it the hole hard too.
Dead T all about discipline and scoring every opportunity that you get, limiting the opponent's chances to score. Good tackle by Evan Marshall there.
It.
That was going to be a good run, but instead he's going to lose. Well, Billy, somehow they're going to give him forward progress out to the 32-yard line. It's still a loss.
It's still going to bring up 4th down.
But I thought he should have lost about 5 there on the play.
I mean, that's tough when you don't get a whole lot of opportunities to stop them for a loss.
Right.
You do get one, and you don't really get the yardage that you thought.
So a minute 40 here. Eagles are going to get the football to start the second half, but they fell for the oldest trick in the Dead T book.
Yep.
The Dead T teams, especially Beebe, they love the offside play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so erase everything I said about getting a chance to get the ball back here, barring a
fumble or who knows, maybe an intercepted pass. They may pull something out. Eighth grade team did it. Oh, Brady Usher got him a pick six.
Brady Usher did get him a pick six.
Linebacker. That was their one pass of the game. I wonder when we'll see Beebe's ninth grade team have their one pass.
I wish they'd do it now and we'd get that interception again.
Absolutely.
How did he even get the handoff off? I thought the quarterback still had the ball and he was going to get tackled. Somehow he hands it to the back who was already a yard in front of him.
You know, you just said this Dead T, it's all about timing. You know, that quarterback, he's handed off several times with somebody wrapped around his legs, his ankles. As he's going down, he gets it off.
That's going to be a reverse this time. Yep. Rip the ball, rip the ball, rip the ball. It's quick whistles there. Man, I've seen them let them stay stacked up for a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
Beebe takes a timeout. Now they're in clock preservation mode. They go from let's waste it all to preserve it. 44 seconds left to play to the half. And, you know, I guess anything's possible here, but neither defense really able to stop the other offense so far in the game.
Nickel and diamond all the way down the field.
Granted,
eating up the clock. This
is only the third offensive possession total of the whole game, as we're, like I said, 44 seconds to play until the half.
Yep.
Beebe holds the 1-point edge. Like I said, Valonia actually won the toss to start the game. They deferred to the second half, so they're definitely going to receive.
Absolutely.
But hoping to get a stop here before the clock can run out and, maybe flip this game around because it may come down to the last possession. Now, this is going to be a question that sounds kind of dumb coming from a guy who's called several junior high football games, but how many timeouts do we get per half? You got any idea? Because that would have been Beebe's second or third.
I think we get three. I think it's been Beebe's second.
So they're going to have one more.
Three per half.
Eagle defense looking to rise to the occasion here. Ball's going to be just inside their own 22-yard line.
I'd be surprised if Beebe gets more than one play off in 44 seconds.
There's number 10 off right tackle, and I think Fuentes is there with a hold of him. Good job.
And then they got another big kid down there, number 76. That's Jed Hickman. He was there, man. He just put his arm out.
Is 67 Fuentes?
Yeah, no, 59's Fuentes. He was over on the sideline.
Okay, 67 was the other tackler.
Okay, 67 is going to be Tristan Bishop.
Okay, so that's number 10 trying to run off right tackle again. Looks like Beebe is going to take their No, Valonia's actually going to take a timeout now. 15 seconds left to play. The down marker says first. I know it ain't first down. It's at least third down, if not fourth.
Nope, it's Beebe. Beebe's taking their third and final. That's what the ref just motioned. Beebe timeout.
Okay, so Beebe timeout. Again, the down marker says first, but it ain't first down.
No.
He ain't even anywhere near the ball. I don't know what he's doing. They're definitely not the hardest working chain gang in football across the way over there.
No, they don't look near as good either.
Oh, no way. Well, they don't have Nick Newman as a athletic director to get them Superfly shirts and whatnot to wear on the sidelines.
That's it. You know, and I was talking to some other guys. You know, our field's looking good. It's getting swept regularly. You know, they painted the rails on the visitor side, put up those banners. Our stadium's looking pretty good.
It is a lot of updates. They came in and completely pressure washed both sides, the aluminum side for the home and the concrete side. That was long overdue. Added some fresh paint in some other locations, and I mean it looks nice. And we've had
press box. They redid it. Yeah, they got new paint on it. Looks good.
We've had pretty good crowds the first couple of home games.
Yeah.
I guess we only had one home game. Had a good crowd that night. Got our second home game tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for another good crowd. If you're not able to join us there, well, Beebe's going to run something different here.
Oh, there's their one pass. It's up.
And it's going to be intercepted. Either get down or take it to the house.
Let me see who this is. That's
Newman.
Yep, number 10, Newman.
What's his first name?
Noah
Newman.
Yep.
I keep wanting to call him Nick. I did that last week.
Yeah.
I said, nope, Nick's his daddy.
You know, he's a taller kid. You know if he plays basketball?
I do not think so.
Yeah. Now, he came from Conway, correct?
He came from Conway, big-time soccer player.
I was about to say, played soccer.
I assume he might have played football out there. Maybe not. Maybe this is his first foray into football. I really don't know.
Well, he's doing a good job.
I haven't got to meet that young man yet, I can't comment on what type of a kid he is. I assume, very well-mannered. I'm not saying that he's not. Just I know he looks to be a pretty good football player from what I've seen so far.
You know, he looks disciplined out there on the field. You know, after the tackles, in between whistles, he's helping people get up off the pile, stuff like that. So
Eagles take the timeout. Beebe coaches weren't happy about something. I'm guessing they're glad Valonia took the timeout so they can talk it over with their players as well.
Probably not happy about their one pass getting intercepted again.
Well, what is it Mike Malham always said? There's like three things that can happen when you throw a pass and two of them are bad.
Absolutely, yeah. Hey, you got to play the percentages, I guess. Some of these coaches are willing to gamble a little bit more than others.
That is a fact, my friend. So, Eagles are going to have the 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Looks like Hare's actually going to come on at quarterback this possession. As we said, he was serving a little bit of a disciplinary action earlier in the start of the game.
Well, they got 6 seconds to figure it out.
They're going to play a two-deep safety defense here, but I don't think that's going to stop us from throwing the ball up and trying to let Nelson go get it.
Yeah. Well, and there's that soft cushion right there in between the two deep safeties and the middle linebackers right there.
So Hare in the shotgun, snap is on the ground.
He just slings it back. It's going to go out of bounds, and there's a flag.
So let's see what the intentional grounding on Valonia, and they're going to actually give Beebe a safety out of the deal.
I mean,
I don't understand that because was he in the end zone when he threw it?
I mean, he was. I mean, I'm not wearing a striped shirt. I don't know, I guess, detailed rules, but I guess if you're in the end zone and you get an intentional grounding, obviously it just turns into a safety.
So my first thought was for him to just kick that out of the back of the end zone, but I guess it would have been the same result either way.
Yeah, yep.
Billy, I'm going to tell you, I've seen quite a few high school games and junior high games now, and I, for the life of me, cannot understand how they determine what is and what isn't grounding in the junior high and high school games, because I've seen so many passes that look like grounding and they don't call it, but then you see something like that you think is probably an okay play because and I know I've talked to officials enough when I used to be on the chains. There's no such thing as a tackle box.
Yep.
I cannot remember for sure if the ball actually has to cross the line of scrimmage or not. So that may have been what they got hair on there, was the ball didn't cross the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it didn't come close. It was kind of one of those desperation heaves.
And I think he rushed himself a little bit. He had some guys bearing down on him, but I think he probably could have turned around and at least tried to throw it, up the field a little further.
Is that the first snap he's been in the game?
It is the first snap he's been in the game.
Yeah.
And it was unfortunate that it rolled to him instead of coming in the air like it should.
Absolutely. You'll have that. It's going to be another onside. They're not going to get to it before it goes out of bounds.
The illegal procedure is going to be the flag that you see flying in.
You'd almost, in that situation, 1 second to go, let them get it. Just kick it right there in front. That way they don't have room to run. Get them down. Get out of the house.
Well, I think if you kick it right in front and Beebe picks it up, that 1.1 seconds that hangs on the clock probably rolls off and it's the end of the half.
That's
but now Beebe's going to get they're going to get a free play here. I say free. It's a play they shouldn't be getting, I guess is how.
Exactly, yeah. Well, we'll get to see them pass again. We'll see the passing attack of BB's ninth grade one more time.
You think they're going to do that? They're going to run that reverse play they almost got us on a little bit ago.
I don't know. I think, that is kind of a reverse. It's just kind of a cross-action in the backfield. It's because you don't really have anybody. Well, they're just going to – I guess it was a hot clock.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that. I learned that the other night. Well, I say I learned that the other night. We were told the other night it was supposed to be a hot clock on change of possessions in junior high football.
I gotcha. Okay.
So no real risk by Valonia there with going with the onside other than they may have been able to get one more play in. So going to go to the half. Eagles are going to trail 10-7 after the safety on the intentional grounding call from the end zone. It's been a pretty good half of football. You don't really like how the half ended. You like how the rest of the half went. Just the ending was kind of not what you want. The Eagles are going to get the ball coming out. It's a lot better than it could have been had Beebe went ahead and scored.
Absolutely.
We still have a chance to turn this game over and get the lead.
Yeah. If we can stop them, let's say we're going to get the ball. That's correct?
Yeah, we're going to get the ball.
Worst case scenario, I don't know how our deep snapping is or our holding, but I think Noah Newman could kick a field goal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I think they could at least get it tied up.
Well, let's see
Put
here.
a little pressure on Beebe.
What did he kick on that last point after? It's at the 3. Was it a 5-yard penalty? So 8, 18, and 7, 25.
Yeah.
So he kicked a 25-yarder basically earlier on the extra point. So we know he's got that leg. It had plenty of distance, and it was right down the middle.
Absolutely.
So you would have to think he'd be good from at least another 10 yards out.
Yep.
So Eagles would have an opportunity to run him out for a field goal kick if he had to.
Always an option.
The Beebe coaches are down here discussing with the officials. I think that they were wanting a chance to run a play there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And the thing is that I learned the other night, through all of this, is you have to take that time out to be able to get that play.
And I'm pretty sure they'd use all 3, right? Do they have one left?
Actually, they did because Valonia took that last time out. Yeah. That's the senior high coach actually down there arguing with the officials about the call. But
no, he just made that motion. Oh. He's talking about being outside because if that defense ends outside, he can't come crashing in and cut that. The last guy, I guess in the dead tee would be the tight end.
He definitely does not. He does not like that. I've stood on the sideline holding the sticks while he's complained about that in JV games and varsity games.
First play, I think it was JV last year with versus BB. First defensive play Valonia was on. Man, he come on the field quickly, didn't he?
Absolutely lost his mind.
It's like he knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely lost his mind. Okay, we are going to take a break. Eagles trail 10-7. I'm going to run both commercials here back to back and then just play a little background music, give you a little VEFF logo here while we take a quick break and get us something to drink. And we'll be back for second half action live here from Brother Irwin Hill Stadium on the campus of the Beebe Badgers. This is Billy Soundcore Erie for Eagle Vision.
Has always been a supporter of Valonia athletics, and Valonia football is no exception. On behalf of the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation, we thank you for your continued support of Bologna football. D&N Construction has always been a supporter of Bologna athletics, and Bologna football is no exception. On behalf of the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation, we thank you for your continued support of Bologna football. D&N Construction has always been a supporter of Bologna athletics, and Bologna football is no exception. On behalf of the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation, we thank you for your continued support of Bologna football. D&N Construction has always been a supporter of Bologna athletics, and Bologna football is no exception. On behalf of the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation, we thank you for your continued support of Bologna football. Charlie Roller was an outstanding athlete at Bologna, and he truly exemplified what it meant to be a Bologna Eagle. On behalf of the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation, we would like to say thank you to the Friends of Charlie for their continued support of the Charlie Roller Classic. This event has allowed ongoing support to many sporting events and activities throughout the Bologna School District. Charlie Roller was an outstanding athlete at Bologna, and he truly exemplified what it meant to be a Bologna Eagle. On behalf of the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation, we would like to say thank you to the Friends of Charlie for their continued support of the Charlie Roller Classic. This event has allowed ongoing support to many sporting events and activities throughout the Bologna School District.
We are back live from Brother Irwin Hill Stadium here on the campus of the Beebe Badgers for 9th grade football for the Valonia Eagles. Those of you who've been watching, you know that the Eagles trail by a score of 10-7 after that late safety. We discussed that ad nauseum before the half, so we won't rehash that again. But anyways, they I'm not going to mention that. But anyways, what I will mention is tomorrow night we have the Alma Airedales coming in to Philip Weaver Stadium on our campus to play the Eagles in senior high action. The Airedales, considered by many folks one of the top 10 teams in the Class 5A this year. Of course, the Alma folks, especially if you read Fearless Friday, they think they're going to win state championship in every sport, every season.
Yeah,
they are some of the more optimistic folks I've ever been around.
I don't know how they are in basketball or baseball or any other sport, but I do know football. You know, they have a good history. I mean, they do.
They undoubtedly they have a good history. They have one of the better stadiums in the state. I haven't been to some of the bigger, newer 7A schools up in Northwest Arkansas. Yeah. But of all the ones I've been to, they have one of the better stadiums that you're going to be around. A really nice press box.
I was just talking to Coach Stevens about that before this 9th grade game, talking about their. We were both talking about how they have that elevator in there, which that's not a big deal anymore, I don't guess, because like Maumelle had that, but. I guess when I was a freshman in college, I was doing some videoing for the Valonia High football team. Coach knew I wouldn't have any dates on Friday night, so why not just come and make a few extra dollars, do some filming. So I did, and me and a buddy of mine, Ethan Baker, who's the head coach out at Brinkley High School now, we went out there and drove from Arkansas Tech, got up there, got on the elevator, and at halftime we were expecting, you always get a free meal. Usually it's nachos and a hot dog. Man, they had eclairs. They had food catered in. I don't know where from, but it was fantastic. Broke college kid, we ate as much as we could, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Absolutely. We were up there last year. We didn't Alan and I didn't get treated as well as we were just statting the game. We didn't get treated as well as statters as what you guys did on that deal. Yeah. So we actually ended up back on the sideline, but that was okay too. Next year when we travel up there, we know they're going to have a spot in there for our press crew for the Eagle Vision broadcast. But either way, the Alma's going to come in. The Airedales are going to come in with their spread attack. They're going to run the football a lot. They're not much different than they were last year, even though they graduated out quite a few seniors. Kind of one of those programs that just seems to reload year after year after year football-wise.
Yep.
They're gonna play hard. It's going to be a tough game for the Eagles. Like I said earlier, we've had another Eagle go down, a contributor go down with an injury. A broken hand, you can play with that, depending on what the break is. We don't know just yet about all of the details there. So we do know that Caden Bartlett did injure his hand today, though. So prayers for that young man. Kenny Wayne, a really good friend of both mine and Billy's, and Kim, the whole family. Cannon on the 8th grade team, a really good friend of both of our sons. So
and I told Kenny Wayne too. I said, bright side, even if he does have to sit out some, which he probably will, bright side is he's a junior. He's 11th grade. You hate to see that when it happens as a senior and they have to miss. Because let's face it, hey, this football right here going forward, this is the last football they're going to play.
Right.
You're going to spend a lot of time on the practice field. You're going to spend just a little bit of time playing games, and then that's it. You graduate, and that's how you become old and fat like me, and you think back on the good times you had. Alan talks about the good times. Kenny Wayne loves it. So this is one of those things coaches try to preach, but I guess as kids sometimes you just don't understand that when you're out there, hey, it's a countdown till you're not going to be out there. And, for a lot of these kids, I know they love the game of football.
I've tried to tell my kids about that. Don't ever take it for granted. Cherish every snap, every possession in basketball, every at-bat, whatever it is. Yes. Looks like Beebe's lining up for the onside here as the Eagles are going to receive the second half kickoff. And, indeed, they are going to onside kick it. We cover it easily there.
Yeah.
Again, actually coming up and touching the football a little bit before it's able to travel 10 yards, but that turned out to be fairly smart.
Right there's number 88, Josh Taylor.
Oh, very smart kid.
Yes, man, he is.
Very smart, very well-mannered. We've talked about quite a few of these 9th grade Eagles in the same manner, and he's another one of those kids that you just you like being around.
Absolutely. Just like, all these kids, ninth graders. I'm not familiar with a whole lot of senior high kids. I don't have any senior high kids, so I'm not around them. But these ninth graders, the eighth graders, and then the seventh graders, I know them pretty well, and it's just a great 3 years of kids.
Hare's going to keep. Looks like it's a busted play.
Yeah.
I think either it's a busted play or a bad read. Baker should have taken that ball. He had plenty of running room off left guard there. So they're only going to give him a 1 yard loss on it, thankfully.
Absolutely.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 11 at our own 49.
Now this would be a good time to just kind of march it up, eat down some clock, and score, and then hope your defense can get a stop.
Oh, yeah. So Hare has the play. He's going to bring his guys to the line of scrimmage. Marshall to the near side of your screen. Nelson and Linser at the top. Carson and Baker the backs. The time Hare's going to keep again around the right side. That was a lot better action on the fake.
Yep.
And it worked. That's a 15-yard gain?
Yep, first down. I like how he carried that ball. Starting getting a little bit of traffic. He's got it high, got his hand wrapped around that end. Last thing that we need is a turnover.
Oh, that'd be a killer.
Yeah.
Especially in this ball control game that Beebe likes to play.
Exactly. You like to see these running backs take care of the take care of the football.
Hey, I want them to take care of the basketball too.
Yeah, we need to take care of everything.
Now here's the different set where Baker flexes out there and Carson's going to be the lone back. Pass is going to be just out of the reach of Baker. The play was set up well. We had blocking out there. Linebacker was giving chase. He was going to be behind the play as long as Baker got upfield fast. But nonetheless, an incomplete pass. Doesn't matter how good it looked, it still doesn't gain any yards. So 2nd and 10 for the Eagles at the Badger 35-yard line. 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. I got to adjust the quarter here. I failed to do that. I usually let Drake do that for me. Where are you, Drake?
Oh, we got a head bob. They gave us another one.
That's a good play.
They didn't bait us in that either. We kind of got away with a little bit of a head bob.
So Hare fakes the handoff to Carson, who looked like he was going to go over right guard, and then gives it to Baker on the delay off of left guard. All the BB defense ran, towards the action. And
Hey, this offensive line, they're pushing. They're laying on them.
3rd and 3 for the Eagles at the BB 28-yard line.
In this style of offense, if you can just, as an offensive line, if you can just kind of hook up, stay with your guy, you're going to get some yards.
That's going to be Baker off right tackle. He's got lots of running room. He's going to be all the way down to the 7-yard line before he's finally drugged down by number 5 and number 7 for the Badgers. Again, do not have a roster for the Badgers. No one was able to share one with us.
But, hey, we're down in that box-only territory.
Yes, sir.
This is what we needed. We needed to come out, move the ball, and we got to score.
So Hare up to the line again. Carson and Baker remain the backs. Give's going to be to Carson. He bounces off the first tackler, and he's around the outside. He's pushing. Yep. Touchdown, V-Town.
It's going to take, like I said, he's not the biggest kid out there. He's not the smallest either. I don't want to take anything away from him, but it's going to take more than 2 at the goal line to stop him from getting in. He's got a big heart. He's going to push through.
Indeed he is. So the Eagles are going to lead on the touchdown by a score of 13-10. Newman is on for the point after, looking to stretch the lead out to 4 here early in the third quarter. Clock sits at 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Kick is up, and
it got in, I believe.
I think it did. It did indeed get in. Did he rush it or did it actually get tipped at the line there?
I don't know if it got tipped. The kid, they had a defender come off that, I guess, the right side edge of the defense, the left side of the offense. He come around and he laid out for it. Split second longer, he would have got it. But he didn't. That puts Valonia up 4 points.
So the Eagles with their first lead here in the ball game. The Badgers had led the entire game up until that point. And just like you said, Billy, great job to take the opening kickoff, march it right down the field, get some points on the board, and flip the score around.
Yep. And we got 55 and 10. We know 10 is going to be Noah Newman. 55's out there is Gary McDonald. A system that Coach Morris has going. You never know who's going to kick it. You never know where it's going to go.
That's going to go deep that time.
Yep.
10's going to field it at the 26-yard line. Oh, Nelson misses a tackle there.
Yep, that's their workhorse. Number 10.
He slows them down enough there. Baker and Newman. There was another number there I missed. I think maybe 55 was in on that tackle also. What's 55's name?
That's that other kicker. His name was Garrett McDonald.
Okay.
Yep. You know those you watch these kickoffs. You see it from Pee Wee all the way up. Well, I don't kick off in 7th grade, but if you notice, that kicker, if he's got any speed at all, he's usually going to be one of the first ones there. It's just like in basketball. The shooter's going to know where that ball is going to be heading.
That's right. Badgers take over at their own 42, 1st and 10 there. They're in the dead T look, even though they're not lined up exactly like you're used to seeing their high school teams line up. 10's going to take the ball on a counter play.
Yeah.
He's going to get ahead for 7-yard pickup down to their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, he was tripped up by 13. Nelson again. That quarterback, we're just a split second just too late. If we can just get to him just a little quicker, he's not going to be making that handoff. He's not going to be making that pitch, and we're going to be disrupting all that action in the backfield.
So either somebody's missing their block rather regularly, or they're maybe Beebe's pulling a guard, just knowing that the play's going away and letting him lead. I'll try to watch and see exactly how that goes down.
That D-line's working hard. They just need to keep going.
There's no pulling guard on the play, so it's definitely one of our defensive linemen just working extra effort to go get a hand on the quarterback.
Down in the trenches.
So it's going to be enough for a Badger first down there as they get down to the Eagle 47-yard line. 1st and 10 there.
We had David Adams in there on that, and then you also had Luke Tribbiano in there, number 52.
It's going to be 10 again on the carry-off left tackle. Good push by the Eagle defense that time.
Yep. Good spot, too. That's going to bring up 2nd down. We were talking about this defense. We don't know what it's called. They got a 5 front. They got 2 middle linebackers, 2 cornerbacks, and then the two safeties that are stacked right there about 5 yards apart. I do know they scheme these defenses up all week long prior to the game. This one I believe is called Badger. Obviously, because we're playing Beebe Badger. I know Pottsville, they had one that was called Apache, where they just, it's adjusted strictly for the dead T. The Pottsville, the Apache defense was, adjusted strictly for what do they run, the double wing?
Yes.
Yep. Strip that ball.
Good job by Nelson, Marshall, and 53. What's his name?
That's going to be, I believe, Logan Wilmington, number 53.
Marshall having a helmet issue after that play. He's gonna trot off to fix his helmet. Stephen Carson's gonna come on to take his spot.
Yep. I don't know. Have you ever met Stephen Carson's dad?
Yes.
He's like 6 foot forever. He's a huge guy. You'd hope that hopefully Stephen, he plays like he's 6 foot forever, but you'd hope he keeps growing. Oh, there we
There's
go.
The
right
ball
there.
on
That's
the
what
ground.
I was talking about.
Eagles on pursuit, and they are actually going to, again, they're going to be very generous with where they give them the spot.
Yep.
I really think you ought to mark them a couple more yards back because of the way that the play went down.
I do too. But, we got that defensive guy through there. He was able to grab the ankle of the quarterback and disrupt that handoff. Because their handoff, it's all, like you said earlier, it's timing. If you can throw that timing off, man, you can wreak havoc.
So Badgers with a 4th and 12 from the Eagle 49-yard line, not where they want to be. They're actually going to set up in a punt formation.
First punt tonight.
Eagles are playing it safe.
Good snap.
Kicker is going to put it in the air. That may get back for a touchback because that's a pretty good kick.
It's going to have to roll, though.
Oh, man.
It's in there. No,
yeah, finally got across the goal line. Thank goodness. I thought it was going to stop.
Yeah. Hey, 42 BB, he knew it. He knew if he would have been a step quicker, he may have been able to get on that and keep it out of that end zone.
So a 49-yard punt, no returns, going to bring the ball out to the 20-yard line after the touchback for the Eagles. And another big stop by the defense. Billy, we talked early on if we didn't know if either defense was going to stop the other team's offense.
I'm telling you right now, look, we got 1:20 in the third quarter. What, we got 8 minutes in the fourth?
Yes.
We can put on a good drive right here. Maybe even, even if it comes down to kicking a field goal and squeaking one in, this possession right here could win the game.
And this is the crux of the dead tee. If you ever get behind, it's hard to come back.
Exactly. That's a good run.
That is a good run by Baker.
Yep. On
a counter play there. He started out over left guard.
Very good, very good run. That offense, I think they may have pulled somebody. I don't know if they double-teamed or pulled, but they opened up a big hole for Baker.
They did open a giant hole, and then Baker able to push through a couple of would-be tacklers there. And
he was spinning, wasn't he?
They kept – it
was like hitting X on, what is it, Madden, Xbox?
Yeah.
I watch Ace play it all. He's hitting X, and that guy just spinning. I'm like, he's going to be dizzy.
So a good run. Brings up another first down for the Eagles at their own 35. This time it's going to be Carson. Hey, that's that same counter play.
Mm-hmm.
We see the high school have some success with it. Really, actually, the one the high school has more success with is the one we call the X play. I don't know what it's actually called, but one back comes across and gets the fake, and the other one comes behind him and takes the ball going the other way.
So that's kind of – all right, so anybody who's played football from, I'd say, 2000 and before, they're going to know Bologna was known for the wing tee.
Yep.
And 25 trap was always the big one. Well, you had that just like that. You had that cross action where you faked it to one and you handed it to the other one.
Yep.
And you ran it. If you ran 30 plays a game, you ran it 25 times. But that cross action, it always just kind of pauses that defense, and you're usually able to get a couple yards.
So that's going to bring the third quarter to an end. Eagles leading by a score of 14-10. There's going to be 8 minutes left to play in the game, and the Eagles kind of in charge offensively here. We're going to be looking at a second down, and how many? I'm waiting for the chains to get set across there. I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but you know what? Just by looking right now, you got Stephen Carson over there in that huddle. He's jumping up and down. You may have a little bit of a big momentum swing right here. We got them on their toes.
Second and about 6 is what it's going to end up being after they finally get the chain set over there.
Yeah.
The one odd thing I saw there was actually one of the chain gang members holding the clip and putting the chains down where they're supposed to be rather than the official doing it.
Yeah.
He was just kind of standing there watching them, so maybe he was in supervised mode.
Yep. I think they got their clip guy down there in jeans. I know he's burning up.
Oh yeah, I'm glad we got this, or Paige Ann got this fan working for us.
Yeah.
It was going to get quite sticky up here in the booth where we're at. It's a really still night here in Beebe. It's really muggy. Has not cooled off very much. So that maybe some of the players starting to feel it there, especially some of the ones who are playing both ways. Nelson, he plays every down.
Yep.
Carson's played both ways.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Baker on defense yet tonight.
When you got the big guys down in the trenches, D-line, O-line,
yep.
They're going to be sucking water every chance they get when they get over the sideline.
Quick out to Nelson.
Good move.
And that's probably going to go.
Yep,
that's going to go. 20, 10, touchdown, V-Town.
I like it. Good thrown ball. Those out passes like that, they got to be quick. They got to be on the money. Who is that? Number 13? Is that Josiah Nelson?
Yeah.
Hey, he made some good moves right there to get it all the way into the house.
He did. He just squared up, gave Hare a big target. Hare hits him right between the numbers.
Yeah.
And then after that, there was a block out here by Linser. He kicked out the corner that was covering Nelson.
Yep.
After that, it was all Nelson because he danced around like 3 defenders on his way to the end zone.
Showed a little bit of his speed. When those cornerbacks, when they give you that big cushion, you can hit those little quick passes all day long, get a couple yards at a time.
Newman's going to remain perfect on the point after kicks.
Yeah.
As that one is up and through easily again. So it's going to bring the score 21-10 for the Eagles. And just like we said now, Billy, if the Badgers are not able to get something going real quick here, it's going to be too late for them. They just don't have an offense built to go quickly.
Yep. I'm telling you.
The dead tee, you want to huddle every time. You want to either run a player to the sideline to get the play or run a new player in with the play. It's very controlled, very methodical, I mean, disciplined is, I guess, a more positive
Yeah.
word to describe it, but not an offense that's made to come from behind.
Nope, not at all. You know, and I would almost kick this as deep as I could just to make them go the distance.
Yes.
They haven't broke a big yard, a big run. I think probably the biggest rush they've had, probably 6 yards.
Well, they had that 35-yard touchdown run on the busted play.
Oh, yeah. Busted plays don't count.
Okay.
All right.
I'm with you now. 6 yards, yes. I'll go with that.
Maybe those BB coaches, they can draw up another busted play and get them down the field, but I don't see it happening.
Well, with the way the Eagle defense has played thus far,
Yeah.
that would be their best bet is to drop another busted
Yep.
play.
You know,
Newman is going to boot it back way deep.
That's a
Slow
good
down
kick.
ball, slow down ball, slow down ball. 10's going to try to finally pick it up at the 5. First tackler runs right past him. Nelson is there to finally push him out of bounds at the, well, they're going to give him the 14-yard line there.
Yeah, they keeps inching it up. Finally, he sat it down. If he kept inching it up, it would have been about the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
But, we're talking about earlier, this heat, it's getting to them, especially the guys down there on offense line, defense line. And I think that may be why we were able to get to that quarterback before he was able to hand that ball off a couple times and disrupt all that.
That's a great point. What is it that Herb Street calls them? The hog mollies? The big hog mollies up front?
Yeah, exactly.
So the clock rolls. Well, it doesn't. I don't know why. Sometimes we understand why it does. Sometimes we don't. 7:44 to play in the game.
There the clock goes now. Oh,
There's a
ball's
fumble. If Bologna comes up with this, it's going to be huge,
we got
Billy.
a couple kids excited about it.
The white hat comes in and says BB
Yeah,
ball.
he does.
But, hey, again, disruption on the handoff as we had a defensive lineman have a hold of the quarterback. He's unable to make the handoff. Ball goes on the ground.
Yep.
BB able to get on it this time, but you don't want to keep chancing it.
With this dead T system, if your offense line if they take one play off, if they slack up just a little bit, and that defense can just get through, not even a yard, that quarterback, he stays pretty close to that line of scrimmage. They can get a hand on him. He doesn't get very far away. Ball's out again.
Yeah, Bologna's going to have this one.
We got it.
Great job.
Yep.
I couldn't even tell how the fumble happened. It's
I couldn't
as
either.
far across the field as it can get from us.
Yeah, kind of right under those lights. Looks like Nelson came up with it, number 13.
And just like that, we're set up in business again at the Badgers' 16-yard line where we're going to have a 1st and 10. And, hey, just keep pounding, baby.
That's it. At this point, that's all you got to do. I say we just go ahead and punch it in, score again, kick it deep, let Newman just boot another one and do the same thing.
Counter play is going to go to Baker. He's dancing around looking for some room. And, I don't like that whistle because the pile's still moving.
Yep, in our favor.
He's going to get 4 yards on the run there. And, I said Baker was dancing, and sometimes that has a negative connotation. He's shifty. He's going to bounce around, but when he sees a little bit of daylight, he's not going to hesitate to get north and south and go get what he can.
Yep.
He likes the 8, 10, 20-yard runs, but he'll take the 3-yard run.
Absolutely. It's good at reading his blocks.
Marshall and Linzer up top. Nelson to the bottom of your screen. Hare gives to Baker, and he's going to be stacked up for, well, gosh, again, that's one that doesn't look like much from our angle, but he's going to get 2 or 3 yards out of it.
Yep.
I believe that should be 3rd down. Yeah, they switched the down marker now. 3rd down. Eagles not in any hurry now. Should be 3rd down and 5 for the Eagles deep in Badger territory there as they set up at the 11-yard line. Clock continues to roll. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to play here in the game. Linzer's going to come in a little bit tighter there than he normally sets up. Hare's going to fake the pitch. He rolls to pass. Nobody open. He's going to wisely throw that away, and this time
nobody in there. I think it was miscommunication on the wide receiver.
Yeah, I think he was expecting a comeback route,
Exactly.
and the receiver ran a post.
Yep.
So the worst part of that whole play is not the incompletion, it's the stoppage of the clock.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. You're going to get to see Newman line up for a 28-yarder. Yep. Is that what it's going to be? Yeah, they're going to put the ball down to 18 plus the 10 for the end zone. It's going to be 28, so we'll see what he's got here from the right hash.
Good snap.
There was a whistle. That ball was –
that would have been good.
It was going to be good. What?
Timeout, baby. They asked him.
No, we asked our own kicker. That was Bologna called the timeout.
Are you serious?
That's the way the official pointed was Bologna timeout. Asked our own kicker. Doggone it. Well, okay, so what we said earlier, I said I think he'd be good from at least 10 more yards. He was going to be good from 28.
Yeah.
That's going to be about the extent of his leg at this.
You think somebody squirted through there and got a hand on that?
It did look awkward coming off.
And there was some defenders coming through there.
I mean, the right play here is a field goal. That's already a 2-score game, but it would force then the Badgers to score twice and convert the point after twice. And Beebe so far hasn't shown that they have a kicker, so they would have to get 2 twice to take the lead on us if we're able to convert this field goal here.
Newman's got it.
I think he's going to get a little bit more leg into this one. Snap is good. Ball's down. The kick is up. He's got plenty of distance, and that's right down Main Street, Billy. That one would have been good from, we kicked it from 28. That would have been good from 35.
Hey, let me tell you the plan was right there. Coach Morris is a genius. He let him get a warm-up kick in, called that timeout, then let him go out there and said, all right, so you can make this. Now go out there and make it. It was all a plan.
Maybe somebody should call Coach Bielema and let him know how that whole head game thing works with kickers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I want to mention real quick, tomorrow night at the tailgate prior to the Alma and Bologna game at home there in Bologna at Philip Weaver Stadium, the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation will be giving away free T-shirts. They give away 150 free T-shirts at every home game. There are sponsors on the back of the shirts. Shirt sponsorships go for $500 each, and they still have shirt sponsorships available for later in the season. So if you're interested in sponsoring a shirt, I picked up one last week, and my son did too. Really nice quality T-shirts that they put on, and they alternate colors every week, every home game. And if you're interested in sponsoring that, you have a business, or even one of the congressmen, the state representatives running, he put his name on there and vote for. Yeah, Eddie Joe Williams is what it was. So anybody interested in sponsoring, it's a $500 sponsorship. You get your name on the back of the T-shirt that's given out at the home game, and then also we mention your name various times throughout the broadcast as a shirt sponsor. So if you're interested in that, visit the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation Facebook page. Visit the Football Foundation website. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you can send me a message there. I'll get you in touch with the right guys. Or you can contact Sean Barber or Jason Broach if you guys know how to get in touch with them.
Hey, who doesn't like a free T-shirt?
I love it. Sneaky little play there, but it ain't nothing doing because who's right there to stop it?
Well, you got
1-5.
Yep. You got
David
76. Adams. Jed Hickman, he's the big guy, and then along with David Adams. Yeah, my wife, she swears that when she ran track here in Bologna ages ago, the only reason why she did it was for the free track sweats.
Oh, yeah. that was one of the better parts about it.
Yep. So who doesn't like a free T-shirt?
Had the little winged foot logo there on the thigh.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive stuff back in the 90s.
Show up tomorrow and get you a free T-shirt.
Beebe's going to pass again. That don't look good for the Badgers. Oh, doggone it. Nelson had it, and then Adams, who just like we said is everywhere, he knocks it out of his hand.
Yeah, he turned around. All he saw was that ball. He didn't see Nelson coming in from the opposite side.
Quarterback's down. He was hit on the throw, and he's holding his ankle, so we'll see what's going on with the Badger quarterback. Trainer out to take a look at him. We're going to take this opportunity to go ahead and roll one of our commercials here for one of our sponsors of Eagle Vision here.
D&N Construction has always been a supporter of Bologna athletics, and Bologna football is no exception. On behalf of the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation, we thank you for your continued support of Bologna football. D&N Construction has always been a supporter, was an outstanding athlete at Bologna, and he truly exemplified what it meant to be a Bologna Eagle. On behalf of the Bologna Eagle Football Foundation, we would like to say thank you to the Friends of Charlie for their continued support of the Charlie Roller Classic. This event has allowed ongoing support to many sporting events and activities throughout the Bologna School District.
We are back. The Badger quarterback able to get up off the turf there. And what you pointing at?
Okay, so I just noticed something.
I see it.
I got a text from my bride, and she said somebody was out there playing like a man possessed. Who was out there playing like a man possessed in the 8th grade game every time?
34.
There you go, Seth Kirk, 8th grader. He's playing up, filling in a little bit of linebacker position.
He's taking that spot where, with Bean down and
Yep.
Carson goes over to offense, he's playing Carson's spot.
Yeah.
It's going to be Beebe Badger number 10 on the carry around the left end. He's going to pick up a couple.
Seth Kirk's there, like we just talked about, along with, I think the first one there was number 50. He's going to be Noah McGuire. Think about Seth Kirk. When, he did this, against Pottsville? He didn't even play in the 8th grade game. He played up in the 9th grade game.
Right.
And what I think's funny is when they play him up, he's not just out there filling a little position. He's like the main linebacker. He's over there taking calls from the sideline, getting them into the rest of the defense.
He's another one of those smart kids, sharp kid. Definitely another one of those that you can stand there and carry on a conversation with.
Yep. I look forward to seeing him. I hope he stays healthy, makes good decisions, plays all the way through high school. He'll be exciting to watch.
Stoppage of play. The Badgers going to take a timeout. They want to talk it over here. 3 minutes and 24 seconds left to play. Down by 14. And,
if I'm running the dead tee, I'm calling a timeout right here, and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to look at everybody. I'm going to say, how in the world running the dead tee are we going to make up 2 scores in 3 minutes and 20 seconds? I mean, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, get a quick drink. These refs are getting paid by the hour, I guess.
And I see our coaches have packed up in the box next to us, and they're headed down the stairs. They feel like this one's in the bag.
Yep.
Can't say that I blame them.
Hey, this is a good win. It started out a little bit hairy, but hey, second half, we know what team wanted it more.
100%. I want to take a minute and thank the girls in the booth next to us. We had to kind of get creative on the cabling here to the camera, but I appreciate the girls over there filming for us.
Third pass of the game.
And that is a big ninth grader they threw the ball to.
Yes, sir. Number 42. Don't have his number. He is hurt. But this that's the thing about this dead tee. And we were talking about that a little bit, off the air in the 8th grade game. They can lull you to sleep. Off tackle, off tackle, off tackle. Then they just sneak that tight end out there about 20 yards, maybe 15. Just float a pass up. Wasn't a great pass, but it was there. He was the only one in the area.
No, Billy, that's not even the quarterback. That's number 10 who's in at the quarterback spot. So I wonder if on the injury earlier, if the quarterback ever he trots back out there 14 now. So he is going to go back in. So maybe that was just a particular set for that play that they had that guy, the number 10 in at quarterback.
Just drew that up in the dirt during that timeout.
I remember a couple of other pretty smart guys that used to draw plays up in the dirt.
Yeah, it happens.
So I just got a text saying they're disappointed we didn't let Ace get on the mic tonight. I offered him 2 or 3 times, and he never really acted like he was super, Man, he said he would do it, but.
When you're 10 years old and there's an opportunity to go get some Laffy Taffy or some M&Ms, whatever he was eating earlier, you're going to go out the door.
Every time.
Yeah.
I think it was Airheads Extreme. That's what he might have had.
That's it. That's what he needs, too.
As if he don't have enough energy.
Exactly.
So probably everybody listening to us knows Ace Sal. I haven't. There's not many people around town that don't.
Yeah, he's got more. I think he's got more friends in the high school than he does in 5th grade.
That wouldn't surprise me. So the young man that was down injured on the play, he's made his way over to the training table. They're going to take a.
Oh, looks like a cramp. Looks exactly like a cramp.
Yeah.
They got him rolled over on his belly.
So 10 rolls back to pass again.
4th pass.
Throws the out to number, is that 5 or 3?
This is number 5.
He's going to be tackled by Newman and Adams.
Yep.
So Beebe showing a little different offense here.
Yeah. It's entertaining to watch. They throw the ball down the field. Like I said, 4th pass of the game for them, but maybe a little bit too late.
That guy's got a pretty good arm.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, he's the starting fullback. It makes you wonder if they ran a different system, if he wouldn't be the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
He's going to give to number 7 off left tackle.
Yep.
And, Billy, Alan and I talk about this a lot in senior high. When teams start stacking the box, plugging up the gaps in the middle, we always say, hey, you don't got to be a great passing team, but you got to get the ball out wide.
Yep.
What's it going to open up?
Exactly.
Because we were stuffing that run on the past 2 or 3 offensive possessions.
Exactly. There's two types of people. Some people think the run sets up the pass, and some people think the pass sets up the run. But, hey, either way, they're out there. I guess the run set up the pass, and then it just went right back and freed up the run.
Seth Kirk with the solo tackle. They tried to run the same play there, and
that kid.
Kirk said, nah, fool me once.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
He's out there. He's got his feet chopping. He's ready to do belly flops, whatever. Give him the ball carrier.
Ha! I wouldn't mind seeing him line up in the backfield, see what happened.
No, I know.
Beebe's going to take a timeout. Minute 35 left to play. At this point, I think they're just trying to make this look a little bit more respectable.
Yeah.
You never want to count yourself out, and I'm not saying that they should. I don't think that anybody in their right mind with the offense they run would say that they think they can make up 2 scores here in a minute and 24 seconds.
Well, that you can. Like I said earlier, you're going to practice a lot more than you're going to play in a game. And when you're out there practicing all the time, beating up on your own teammates over and over and over, when you have the opportunity like this, like Beebe, hey, keep playing. This is good experience, Bologna's defense, it's going to be a little bit different than playing your own defense over and over and over.
Sure. Well, in those pass plays that they've ran, those aren't normal plays in their playbook. It's an opportunity to run plays like that, try to run a 2-minute drill, if you will.
Absolutely.
Quarterback's going to keep straight ahead this time, looking for the first down yardage, and has it on 4th down. That's going to set up a first down for the Badgers at the Eagle 20. Where are they going to mark it? 23-yard line. 53 for the Eagles, a little bit slow getting up there. That's Logan Wilmington.
Yep.
But he's okay. He stays in there, gets back to the line quickly. 10's going to drop back to pass. Now he's going to try to keep.
Yeah.
2 tacklers bounce each other off of the back.
Yeah, Archer popped him pretty good right there. He just kind of bounced off.
I think there may be a little jawing going on down there. Let's just turn our heads and go back to our own huddle.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're Bologna. Well, we got a flag over there on the sideline. I wonder what that's about. Morris ain't happy about something.
It went against the Badgers. I think Morris was frustrated at the young man there for Bologna jumping up and running his mouth. I'm sorry I was watching that go on and didn't see what the penalty call was.
Yeah.
So either way, 5 yards marked off against the Badgers. It's going to bring up 1st and 15.
Yeah, timeout Bologna.
Eagles take a timeout. Coach Morris wants to talk to the head official.
Yeah. Let's talk to the white hat, see what he says.
Looks like a good one. I'd like to be a fly on the hat of Coach Casey Cron over there.
Yep. Hey, let me tell you, I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. I like these junior high coaches. They care a lot about these kids, and they're also passionate. This isn't the first time. Morris doesn't like something, he's going to either question it, he's going to let you know about it, just like when 8th grade showed up at Maumelle last Thursday. hey, Maumelle, they were lined up ready to kick the ball off, and it was like 5:10, 20 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah.
Morris said, we're warming up. We're going to kick off at 5:30 when it's supposed to.
So whatever the discussion was, nothing changes. Beebe is going to have a 1st and 15 from the Eagle 28-yard line.
Yeah, after that penalty. There's another pass.
Nah, he's going to pull
keep
it. Kirk there again, first man there. Newman's in on the tackle.
Number 6, Evan Marshall.
Evan Marshall there, and David Adams.
Yep, of course.
So Beebe goes with their version of the hurry up. Only 2 backs in the backfield this time. It's a telltale sign it's going to be a pass. That's it. Oh, doggone it.
Yeah,
that was Newman with an almost interception.
Basically looked like the same play. They probably just told him, hey, go out there, run the same play. Pass it once, run it once. I don't care which order.
46 seconds. Clock stops after the incompletion. Did somebody take a timeout or we got an injury? What are we doing here? Is there a flag that nobody threw? Because there's some discussion going on.
I don't know. Whitehat made some kind of motion, but I didn't see it.
No, there is a flag. The Eagles are hiding it.
Yep.
Throw another flag. It's against Beebe, whatever it is. No? Yes? No signal from anybody, so we have no idea what it was. They really didn't mark off any penalty yardage either.
Yeah.
Get him, Fuentes.
He flushed him out of the pocket, that's for sure.
So Linzer runs the quarterback 10 out of bounds over there at the 20-yard line.
You may not be able to tell it on this screen, but Fuentes, he's a rather large kid.
Oh, he's a big one.
He didn't. It doesn't look like he's got blazing speed, but I guarantee you, if he's unblocked and I'm there, I'm getting out of that pocket too.
I ain't letting him hit me.
No.
What is well, I had a thought and it left me.
Nope.
So the Badgers will wing back, fake to the
little wing T action.
Yep. Oh,
number 5. He's got
5 with a catch.
Good hands. They're inside the 5.
Yep. They're going to stop the clock for the first down. Newman,
Seth
Kirk on the tackle after the big gain on the pass and catch from 10 to 5 for the Badgers.
Yep.
Sure wish we had a name to attach with that. However, we don't. Clock rolls under 30 seconds now. Beebe trying to tack on a score here late.
Oh, that's good. Did you see Seth Kirk?
I saw him.
8th grader, busted through there, and that's a tackle for a loss. Just has a nose for the ball.
So I assume Beebe's going to take what I hope's their final timeout. It seems like they've taken 37 in the second half.
Well, I think here in Beebe, if you're home team, you get 3 timeouts first half, 6 on the second half.
Okay.
Right. So
all right.
I think it may be like a mulligan in some of these golf tournaments like that Charlie Roller.
Yeah.
You know, you can buy a mulligan for $5. They might be giving some extra timeouts, pay in advance.
Here's what I want to know. Can you buy a tater in the Charlie Roller? Do you know what a tater is?
I do not. But
a tater is Tommy Smith golf. That's where you mound up dirt out in the fairway and you set your ball on it, and it's a dirt tee.
There you
go. He calls it a tater.
Yeah. I will say this past Charlie Roller, he was out there with, his radio personality partner, Roger Scott.
Yeah?
Yep. They were out there playing in the Charlie Roller.
I'm going to say they probably went tater and foot wedge on it then.
I'm sure.
10's going to take it around the left end. Too many Eagles there, and it's not going to happen. And I love seeing the clock roll, Billy.
Yep, that's it.
I want to keep them Badgers out of the end zone.
That's it, yeah. Tristan Bishop almost had that guy right there for the loss. Number 67. He did a good job.
Coaches from the BB Badgers telling them to hurry up, hurry up. We're going to run the play the opposite direction. Oh, 5 gets hit low and high. That was kind of a dangerous tackle. Nothing dirty, just the way he got folded up. It didn't look good. Thankfully, he gets up off the turf.
Yep.
The horn sounds, and the 9th grade Eagles are going to win by a score of 24-10. And, you know, not as dominating as the 8th grade game, but pretty much all Valonia here.
Hey, it's a good, hard played ball game. You know, the Eagles, they get to go slap hands with the smile on their face. Ain't nothing worse slapping hands, and you can't smile about it.
That's right. That's right. So both Eagle junior high teams victorious here from Brother Irwin Hill Stadium on the campus of the Beebe Badgers. I'm going to remind everybody once again, we will be live tomorrow night. Pregame show starting no later than 6:30 as the Airedales of Alma travel to Philip Weaver Stadium on the campus of Valonia High School there for live Eagle football senior high action. I'm going to have the call of the game there with Alan Wade as my analyst. Drake Toll will be there for pregame, halftime, postgame show, and the sideline report that we sprinkled in last week.
There we go.
Got a lot of positive reviews out of the sideline report.
Yeah.
That was fun. It was a neat little wrinkle we added in, so we're going to do that again. As I said earlier, the Football Foundation is going to have T-shirts to give away starting at the tailgate before the game, 150 T-shirts. Sponsorships available for shirts given away at home games later in the season, $500 sponsorship. If you are interested in that, contact myself, Valonia Eagle Football Foundation Facebook, website, or Drake or Alan. Drake Toll, Alan Wade, any of us can get you in touch with the proper people to sponsor the T-shirts for the giveaway at the home games. Any other thoughts, last thoughts on the game from Beebe, Billy?
No, You know, we knew what it would be like going into it. We took care of business. Again, good job, coaches. Good job, players.
I would second all of that. Not going to add anything to it. We're going to go ahead and sign off here from Beebe. Again, both Eagle teams victorious tonight. Catch us live tomorrow night, starting no later than 6:30 with pregame show and senior spotlights. This has been Billy Sal, Corey Erie, and Ace the Boone Sal momentarily to spot for us before he decided to go the other way.
Yep.
Live on Eagle Vision, brought to you by the Valonia Eagle Football Foundation, DNN Construction, and the Charlie Roller Foundation.